While millions of travelers drain their bank accounts chasing beauty in Paris and Rome, they're walking right past some of the most jaw-droppingly gorgeous cities on the planet. I'm talking about American cities so stunning that European tourists are now flocking here for their dream vacations. And here's the kicker. Number 3 on our list has architecture that rivals the greatest European capitals, but costs half as much to explore, while our top pick has been secretly stealing the hearts of photographers worldwide. Today, we're counting down the 10 most breathtakingly beautiful cities in the United States, and I guarantee at least 3 of these will completely shock you. We're talking about places where million-dollar views come free, where every street corner looks like a movie set, and where your camera roll will explode with Instagram gold. Stick around until the end because our number 1 choice will flip everything you thought you knew about American travel destinations. Welcome to Destination Check, where we uncover the world's most incredible places hiding in plain sight. If you're ready to discover stunning destinations that most people completely overlook, smash that like button and hit subscribe because we're about to change your entire travel bucket list. Let's dive into our countdown, starting with number 10, Seattle, Washington. Now, before you roll your eyes and think about rain, picture this. Emerald waters stretching to snow-capped mountains, while a city of glass and steel rises like something from a futuristic dream. Seattle's beauty isn't just about that iconic Space Needle piercing the clouds. Walk through Pike Place Market, where vendors toss fish through the air against a backdrop of Elliott Bay, or cruise through neighborhoods where every turn reveals another postcard-perfect view of Mount Rainier floating on the horizon like a sleeping giant. The city's Pioneer Square district transports you back to the 1890s with its red brick buildings and underground passages, while the ultra-modern Amazon spheres look like they've been beamed down from another planet. When the morning mist rolls across the harbor and the city lights reflect in the water, Seattle transforms into pure magic that no amount of coffee can keep you awake enough to fully appreciate. Number 9 takes us to Boulder, Colorado, where the Rocky Mountains don't just provide a backdrop, they practically invade the city streets. Imagine sipping craft beer on a rooftop while the Flatirons rock formations tower above you like ancient cathedrals carved by gods with serious artistic talent. Boulder's Pearl Street Mall buzzes with street performers and outdoor cafes, all set against mountain views so dramatic they make Swiss postcards look boring. The red-tiled roofs of the University of Colorado campus create a Mediterranean vibe that somehow perfectly complements the rugged American West landscape. And during fall, the aspen trees turn the surrounding mountains into a golden amphitheater, while winter brings snow-covered peaks that glow pink and purple at sunset. This isn't just a pretty college town, it's where nature decided to show off. Number 8 brings us to Santa Fe, New Mexico, and this desert jewel will shatter every stereotype you have about American Southwest cities. Adobe buildings the color of desert sand rise against impossibly blue skies, while narrow streets wind past art galleries and cafes that look like they've been transported from a dream about ancient civilizations. The Palace of the Governors, built in 1010, anchors a town square where Native American artisans sell jewelry and pottery under portal shadows that have remained unchanged for centuries. But here's what blows people away about Santa Fe, those sunsets. When the sun drops behind the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, the entire city glows like it's been dipped in liquid gold. The Georgia O'Keeffe Museum makes perfect sense once you see how light plays across this high desert landscape, painting everything in colors that seem too vivid to be real. Number 7 brings us to Chicago, Illinois, where Lake Michigan creates what locals call the Third Coast. Stand on North Avenue Beach and you'll swear you're looking at an ocean, except instead of tropical palm trees, you've got one of the world's most impressive skylines rising from the shoreline like a forest of architectural giants. The Chicago River cuts through downtown in an emerald ribbon that reflects skyscrapers during the day and transforms into a light show at night. The lakefront trail stretches for miles, offering runners and cyclists constantly changing views of the city's face. During summer, when festivals fill Grant Park and sailboats dot the lake, Chicago reveals why it's called one of America's most beautiful big cities. Sliding into number 6, Miami Beach, Florida serves up Art Deco eye candy that makes you feel like you've stepped into a 1930s movie poster. Ocean Drive pulses with pastel-colored hotels that look like someone took a rainbow and shaped it into buildings. The geometric patterns, curved corners, and neon signs create a visual feast that photographers dream about and architects study religiously. South Beach stretches along the Atlantic like a ribbon of white sand, connecting this architectural wonderland to endless blue waters. Palm trees sway against backgrounds of pink and turquoise buildings, while classic cars cruise streets that seem designed for movie scenes. When the sun sets over Biscayne Bay and the Art Deco district lights up in neon glory, Miami Beach becomes a living, breathing work of art. Charleston, South Carolina takes number 5, and this city will seduce you with southern charms so thick you could spread it on biscuits. Antebellum mansions line cobblestone streets where horse-drawn carriages clip-clop past gardens overflowing with Spanish moss and magnolia blooms. The French Quarter's pastel houses feature wraparound porches and intricate ironwork that whispers stories of centuries past. Rainbow Row presents 13 Georgian houses, painted in Caribbean colors that reflect beautifully in the waters of the Ashley River. Historic plantations surround the city with oak avenues so picturesque, they've become symbols of the American South. During spring, when azaleas explode in pink and white blooms throughout the city's many gardens, Charleston transforms into a floral paradise that feels almost too perfect to be real. Number 4 showcases Portland, Oregon, where the Willamette River flows through a city that's mastered the art of urban beauty without sacrificing its quirky soul. Mount Hood floats on the eastern horizon like a snow-covered sentinel, watching over neighborhoods filled with food trucks, microbreweries, and some of the most innovative architecture in America. The Hawthorne Bridge spans the river in elegant arches that frame both cityscape and mountain views. Portland's commitment to green spaces means you're never far from a park, garden, or tree-lined street. The International Rose Test Garden blooms with over 10,000 rose bushes that fill the air with perfume while providing panoramic views of the city below. When the morning fog rolls through the downtown towers and coffee shop steam mingles with Pacific Northwest mist, Portland creates an atmosphere that's both cosmopolitan and deeply connected to nature. Now we're reaching the absolutely spectacular cities, and number 3 is going to blow your mind. San Francisco, California rises from hills so steep they seem to defy gravity, connected by cable cars that ding their way through neighborhoods where Victorian houses paint the landscape in every color imaginable. The Golden Gate Bridge spans the bay in international orange glory, but that's just the beginning of the city's visual treasures. Lombard Street curves down Russian Hill in 8 hairpin turns lined with hydrangeas and impatiens that bloom year-round. Chinatown's Dragon Gate opens onto Grand Avenue, where red lanterns and golden dragons transport you across the Pacific without leaving California. From Coit Tower's observation deck, the entire city spreads below like a living map, where Alcatraz Island sits in the bay like a mysterious fortress, while sailboats navigate waters that change from deep blue to emerald green as fog rolls under the Golden Gate. But here's what most people don't know about San Francisco. Those painted ladies aren't just pretty houses. They're architectural masterpieces, representing the largest collection of Victorian homes in America, creating streetscapes so beautiful that Hollywood uses them to represent the dream of American city living. Number 2 takes us to Savannah, Georgia, where Spanish moss drapes ancient oak trees like nature's own curtains, framing a city designed by angels with impeccable taste. Forsyth Park's fountain anchors a green space surrounded by historic homes that showcase every architectural style the South perfected over 3 centuries. The historic district spreads across 24 squares, each one a perfectly preserved example of urban planning genius. River Street hugs the Savannah River with cobblestones worn smooth by centuries of commerce, while towering cotton warehouses have been transformed into shops and restaurants that maintain their 19th century character. During golden hour, when sunset light filters through those Spanish moss curtains and reflects off the river's surface, Savannah glows with an otherworldly beauty that explains why it's called America's most haunted city. Spirits probably refuse to leave somewhere this gorgeous. The trolley tours don't do justice to wandering these squares on foot, where every mansion tells a story and every garden overflows with camellias, azaleas, and jasmine that perfume the air year-round. This isn't just a beautiful city, it's a time machine wrapped in southern elegance. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. America's most beautiful city, number 1, is Charleston's bigger, more dramatic cousin, Boston, Massachusetts. Just kidding. Our number 1 spot belongs to Honolulu, Hawaii, where tropical paradise meets sophisticated city living in ways that seem almost unfair to the rest of America. Waikiki Beach curves along crystal clear Pacific waters, while Diamond Head Crater provides a dramatic backdrop that changes color throughout the day, from green to gold to purple.
Downtown Honolulu blends modern skyscrapers with historic buildings that reflect the island's unique cultural heritage, while neighborhoods like Chinatown burst with colors, aromas, and architecture found nowhere else in America. But here's Honolulu's secret weapon: those views from Tantalus Drive that locals try to keep quiet about. Wind up into the hills behind the city, and suddenly the entire island spreads below you like a living topographical map. The harbor sparkles with boats and cruise ships, while mountain ridges create a green crown around the city that seems almost too perfect for reality. Pearl Harbor adds historical weight to natural beauty, while the Bishop Museum and Iolani Palace remind you that this gorgeous city sits at the crossroads of Polynesian, Asian, and American cultures. When trade winds rustle palm trees along beaches where city lights reflect in gentle waves, Honolulu achieves a kind of urban beauty that exists nowhere else on Earth. Which of these stunning cities completely surprised you? I bet at least half of them weren't even on your travel radar before today. Drop a comment letting me know which one just jumped to the top of your bucket list. And don't forget to subscribe to Destination Check, because next week we're revealing the most underrated food destinations in America that will change how you think about American cuisine forever.